Don't you know that from coast to coast, with this dope, this hope, with this dope, this hope. Sheesh. Wait, is it lit? Don't.
Woo. Back at it again.
You already know.
Back at it.
Still Aries season.
Of course. You already know what it is. And it's still
Sir,
April. You know what's coming
April.
up. 420, y'all.
Oh,
Are y'all
shit.
ready? Are y'all ready? Come on, man. You already know we couldn't be the
shit.
Herbal Tea Podcast
And not celebrate.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
What y'all doing? We're going to get into that a little later. But it's your man, EarthTone.
And your man, the real Peasy.
And it's the Herbal Tea Podcast, man.
Hey,
What's popping?
hey.
What's popping?
Yo.
Episode 29.
29.
You know what I'm saying?
The Skreetz is on fire. The music is dropping like crazy out here.
Dropping like flies?
Man, a lot of bangers and hotness coming on.
Yeah, it's a lot of music. We're going to get into all of it. Well, not all of it, most of it. And we're
Most
going
of
to keep
it.
coming because we got to save something for the next episode,
gotta
of course.
save it.
We coming back. We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
But for this episode 29, we're going to get right into it, man.
Let's do it. Who we got first?
Young Ma. Young Ma.
Ooh.
Young M.A., ladies and gentlemen. You already know the name, man. Top 50 Q plus artists.
Yes, sir.
Q plus hip hop artist.
Pretty much.
Female, identifies as female. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She, her.
Cisgender.
She is a lesbian.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She loves the ladies.
Proud.
You know what I'm saying? Proud about it. You know what I'm saying? Got plenty of hoes.
Plenty.
And plenty of area codes.
And she'll take your hoe.
Come on, man. She
That's
not
it.
playing with it. Mr. Take Your Girl, but Mrs. Take Your Girl.
Pretty
you know what I'm
much.
saying? Young Ma. Number 20 on the top 50. That's pretty, I mean, that ain't nothing to...
It's not light. It's not light.
I
Not
mean,
at all.
If you don't know who she is, you probably don't even know, you know what I'm saying, like what's going on out here. Do you know where the bodega at in your hood? Like, do you know anything? Like
chopped cheese? Where your chopped cheese at?
How you don't know who Young Ma is?
I hate chopped
5-time platinum selling artist. You gotta know who she is.
She's 5 times?
5-time platinum
Wow.
selling artist. Yes, she's out here, man. Ooh, went crazy.
I remember Ooh,
Ooh, went crazy.
but I didn't know it was 5. I
She's
thought,
out
I
here,
saw
but
that 3.
not just ooh though. She got this is all of her catalog across everything. She's a 5-time
Okay.
platinum selling artist. Don't get it twisted. We talking about overall catalog, but
Listen,
that's still nothing.
I mean,
that's a lot.
5 million units
That's
of
a lot.
anything's a lot.
Exactly. She was on a debut episode of the podcast.
She was.
Episode number 1, man.
sure
You know what I'm
did.
saying? Now we bringing it back. That was last year, top of 2020.
Top of 2020.
And we brought her back in the first quarter of 2021. You know what I'm saying? In 2020, she landed a radio show with Apple Music called Me Always Radio. Now, Me Always, of course, is what the acronym MA stands for. You know what I'm saying? Young Ma, Young MA. So she got the Me Always Radio. And of course, she plays her music. She plays music from her city, BK, New York City, and then, you know, all of the hot new happenings that's going on in the music scene.
How you supposed to do it
Of
when
course.
you get a platform.
Of course. And she also, you know, was tapping into her philanthropic side.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
She formed the Queens Foundation with her mother, which came together with the focus on assisting single mothers and low-income families, particularly in urban neighborhoods. So I thought that was pretty dope. She's also, if you in New York City, you riding around on the MTA, you might hear her voice come out on the speaker system.
She on there telling
know what I'm
niggas the
saying?
next station or to fucking
You
put
know
your
what I'm
mask
saying?
on.
Exactly. She's part of the NYC MTA campaign, which also includes other, you know, celebrities like Jerry Seinfeld, Rosie Perez, Angie Martinez.
I heard Rosie.
I heard a few different people, but it's kind of interesting. It's kind of dope. I heard Jadakiss the other day. That nigga came on like, yo, make sure you masked up. You out here, protect yourself and protect others. It was crazy. I was like, oh shit, they got Jada. That's dope.
Wow.
But yeah, she's a part of that campaign. So if you riding around on the subway, you might hear Young and May, man.
Okay.
Hollering at you, giving you messages. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You know how we give it up.
You know what I'm saying?
What you know about Young Ma? I know you know Young Ma.
I mean,
Young M.A.,
fun
Young Ma.
fact.
Come on, man.
She did just have a birthday.
Oh, she did.
Because she's an Aries. Aries season. Hello.
Come on, man.
April 3rd. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, 2 days after yours.
2
Look at
days
that.
after mine. There's a lot of Aries energy going on here.
Okay,
and
okay.
I'll expound on that later.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, we're gonna get into this new single she put out.
Right.
Off the Gat. It came out February 21st. 3 minutes, 31 seconds. Just get into it, man. I gave it, a straight down the line. 50-50. 50%, man. 50% mid.
50-50.
Right down the middle.
Gotcha.
It was some drill shit. The beat was a drill beat. It was a cool drill beat. It wasn't the craziest drill beat I ever heard. But it was cool. It was a decent beat.
Nice.
It gave that dark feel. Young M.A., she like to come on some, she like her grimy shit. She like the dark beats with the hard drums. Because she spit. She rap.
Right.
And she's going, she give you the typical Young M.A. flow. You know what I'm saying? The typical Young M.A. bars, which the typical Young M.A. bars ain't nothing to slouch at.
Yeah.
But I ain't really hear nothing that really popped out, smacked me in the face, stood out on this one. And then she actually said what I thought, happened with the song when she kind of kept saying that they told her to get on the drill beat, so she got on the drill beat. It was kind of like, not that she wasn't fucking with the drill, but she was just like, all right, this is what y'all want. Let me just do this real quick. It was kind of like a freestyle joint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a little lazy, a little, unenthusiastic. But it was still like her average effort is kind of, it's a good effort. It's better than a lot of, other artists, which is how you land at the 50, because the beat was decent. The bars was all right. It was cool. It was an average Young M.A. joint. But like I said, a Young M.A. joint, like, is an average Young M.A. joint. It's pretty decent.
It's pretty
for the most part.
It's coming for everybody else that
Exactly.
don't really do what she do.
Exactly. So that's kind of where I got it. And it's kind of loosey. It's a one-off. It ain't really, I don't see this landing on a project or anything like that. She kind of just feet in the streets almost. She off the yak. She ain't really, you know what I mean?
She off the yak.
Talking her regular shit. Taking your bitch.
That's what she doing.
You know what I'm saying? Got a brick in my pants.
Bricks.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I got the stick in my
got
pants.
the stick in my pants.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she...
Don't touch that.
Yeah, man. That's, typical Young M.A. So 50% mid. What you thought?
I actually think exactly what you think.
Oh, shit. Not exactly.
No, not exactly.
Okay, I was about to say, did you give it a 50%?
I actually was considering giving it a 50% for the same reasons.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give her more points for the consistency, because when you're dope like that and you're consistently dope like that, even if it's average material, your average material it could be like somebody else's fucking slam dunk. She able to come through and just run circles around niggas, and that's like
That's light for
norm,
her,
that's
like
light work for her. That's
exercise.
like a little jog in the park. You know what I'm saying? Taking the stroller and shit and feeding the dogs and whatnot.
Yeah,
That's
easy
performing
for
at
her.
that level of skill, that's not light work. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So I gave her a little bit extra points for being able to consistently perform like that. And
That makes sense.
so 58 was my score.
Okay. So we got a 58% mid and a 50% mid.
Right.
Young Ma,
Young Ma.
Young M.A. Go check it out, man. Let us know what you think. Off the yak. Is you off the yak? Do you drink yak? Because I fuck with the yak.
I don't drink any of the brandy.
You don't do the
The
cognac, though. This is the cone yizzle.
Unless y'all already
Henrock,
got
you don't
it.
fuck with Hennessy?
Nah, that's not my first choice. That's not
I
my
hear
first
you.
choice.
I hear you. It's not a lot. It's not everybody bad. It's an acquired taste.
Have you seen the video for this song?
I did not. I didn't see the video yet.
You're not really missing that much.
Was she off the yak?
She was definitely off the yak.
Was it a bunch of bitches?
It was a bunch of bitches there.
Was it cars?
It was cars there. It was jewelry there.
Okay.
It was niggas there. Strapped.
Sounds. I was gonna ask. Was it straps?
They were strapped. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely the llama.
Sounds
was
about
on
right.
them.
Sounds about right.
You know,
Okay.
pretty much what you've been getting from since Ooh.
Actually, you know what? I think I did see the video.
You
Yeah,
did.
I probably have.
You probably
seen the
did.
video.
You probably definitely did.
Yeah, man. Young M.A. off the yak. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, that's a top 50 artist right there. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on her name.
Put some respect on that.
Let us know what you thought. Streaming on all platforms right now, man.
Right
Go check it
now.
out right now. Well, after you listen to this, but go check it out. And let us know what you thought. Who we got up next, man?
So next up to the stage, it's my man, Bliss Vates.
That's your man's?
He could be.
Oh shit!
I saw the promo pics that he been putting out.
Oh, you saw the promo piece?
When I was looking up his bios and things like that. He have this.
Okay, so you found the bio.
I did find the bio.
I didn't find the bio.
The files is out there.
So you be doing your digging. You got like secret techniques and strategies.
I got connects out here in these streets. They gonna
cool.
definitely
see
put
when it
me
comes to the
on.
artists, you like the Sherlock, but then when it comes to the trees and stuff, I'm the Sherlock Tone. So it's like we got our, you know what I'm saying? We got our special. You specialize.
Exactly, right.
Artist outreach,
Artist
right here, man.
outreach. So
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? So Bliss Vates,
Okay.
got his bio out. He is an Atlanta-based lyrical rap phenomenon. These are his words.
I was gonna say those some big words.
For real. Influenced by pretty much the 90s greats, hip hop and neo soul. His top 5 includes Kendrick Lamar, Nicki Minaj,
Okay.
Drake, Jay-Z,
What?
and Foxy Brown.
Oh damn.
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
Foxy.
He got the chocolate
Ill
thing
nah
going
nah.
on.
Woo.
Right. Woo. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So hot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't exactly know where he was raised or born, because that doesn't give that information. But I did see in my sleuthing that he went to school for a short period of time in Ocala, Florida.
Okay, Ocala.
You know what I'm saying? Ocala's out there.
Right next to Orlando.
Pretty much a suburb.
Was just down there. Shout out to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Central Florida.
They get busy.
All right.
So there's that. He named himself Bliss because music brings him peace and escape from the outside world. And I mean, he looked like
Okay. I mean, you talk about bliss.
Bliss.
That sounds about right. I like
much
that.
Get that.
I like the name Bliss Vates. So Vates is his last name, I'm
I
assuming.
don't know if Vates is his last name. You hit us up, Bliss, if that's not your last name, but we're gonna definitely give it to you for the show.
Okay. Bliss Vates.
Shout out to him.
I like it.
And Authentic, he is the singer that's on the record. He's a Houston-based singer-songwriter and producer.
Okay.
So he's out there, and he does definitely do beats. So you can go to his Instagram.
He produces as well.
He does, and you can get your type beats and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I like that
Get
name
into his
too.
look.
Authentic.
Authentic.
Okay, come through with the names.
Shout
Bliss.
out. You already know.
Bliss Vates and Authentic.
Bliss Vates entered the scene in 2020 with his debut EP, How Quickly They Doubt, which I like that title a lot.
That brings that you. As soon as you said that, that reminds me.
Right.
The Roots album. Things Fall Apart, and that's one of my favorite albums, like in
titles.
general. Like that's just a hard album, but
mess with that.
it got a ring to it. But yeah, okay.
He's definitely in that vein right there. The album itself, How Quickly They Doubt, reached number 35 on the hip hop iTunes albums chart.
Okay, well go ahead and touch the charts.
Saw him doing, pre-orders and things of that situation. It was a well-received project, so shout out to him for that.
Okay.
Fun fact.
What?
His favorite food, seafood and authentic Mexican food. Yeah. So now
Seafood and authentic Mexican food. Okay,
yeah.
okay. Real tacos.
Real tacos.
No hard shell.
Not hard shell.
No Taco Bell.
No Polo Tropical.
No.
No
No Polo
none of that.
Tropical. None of that.
None of that. That's what we getting.
Okay.
Real Mexican food.
I like it.
I see some of his food videos. He's definitely a little bit of a foodie, I see.
Okay.
And his celeb crush is Idris Elba. So he really into the chocolates, and
That's
I
a
fuck
nice,
with that.
That's a nice celebrity crush.
It is.
Yeah.
I wonder if he knows that he married, but that don't stop nobody.
Yeah, I mean it's a crush. The crush is just innocent. It's
what I'm
innocent.
saying?
It just don't want nobody. Like
I mean,
he ain't checking for us.
He could get it.
Of course, but I mean he ain't checking for us. Jesus.
Shout out to Idris though.
Cool your britches.
I mean, when you on, you on.
I heard you. It is Idris.
So, his single "Waterfalls," you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man, because as soon as I hear don't go chasing, that's all I think about.
Exactly.
All
so he
right.
got to hit the mark, right?
I'm
he
just
got
saying.
a legacy.
I'm just saying.
Doing the '90s
I'm
thing.
just saying.
You going all in?
Kind of setting yourself up for a little something. I don't know.
We'll see.
Go either way.
But the single came out in February 27th, 2021, and I gave it a 48% mid. You already know.
Interesting. Okay. 48% mid.
48% mid.
What was that? Why?
I gave it a 48% mid because the track pretty much, the vibe is dope. It definitely, you can hear that's definitely his personality. It's a chill track, R&B, kind of a 90s feel where you get the R&B hooks and all of that. kind of a jazzy, hip hop beat. So I dug it because he made a reference to rappers and industry deals as well, just like Young M.A. did on Off the Yak. She was talking about niggas that get their deals and they still broke.
Look at that.
So
look at that.
He made kind of the similar reference as well to rappers that sign. So he's obviously
parallel
against,
observations.
You already know. I picked up on the line, who knew that my destiny as a child would only lead me to bills. I caught that. I liked it. I fuck with it. He got a couple of bars here and there. I definitely just think that the errors were with the production quality. Okay. I think the drums could have been a little bit harder, kind of make the track stand out, make the track come in a little bit, a little bit more aggressively, because it would contrast with his chill demeanor.
Very chill demeanor.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it kind of would have gave it that element. I definitely thought that there were some elements in the mixing process that could have been a little bit better. Authentic, his vocals is definitely very present in there, and Bliss's vocals are very laid back. So
they ain't really blend well.
Not really blend well. So you gotta
work on that mix.
Work on that mix a little bit. So that kind of was what brought it down for me.
Okay.
And it's a lightweight record. He's kind of dope as a lyricist, but not really giving me bars that blow me away. But for the vibe of the song, he definitely works his energy, and he gives you a dope track overall. So 48% mid for me.
Okay. Interesting you say that, because I gave it a 48% mid.
Oh, shit.
The exact same grade. Now, you got to understand, like, that don't happen.
That does not happen
often at all. Like, that's very rare that we give the exact same grade. Because, mind you, we got to give a category tier, and then we also got to give a percentage. Now, the percentage has a range. So that's very specific. He could have gave it a 45% mid, a 50% mid. He could have gave it a very wide range. But for us to both give it a 48% mid, that's pretty telling.
I mean, it's pretty spectacular.
It's pretty telling.
You know what I'm saying?
But nonetheless, I thought the beat was cool. Very vibey, very jazzy, mellow. Very laid back. You know what I'm saying? They got the claps in there. I do agree with your point as far as the drums. The drums could have been a little brighter. They could have been a little more punchy, a little bit more hard hitting, which would have gave that contrast to his smooth flow. I thought the flow was cool. It was in a pocket. It wasn't as dynamic for me, and that's kind of one of the things. Like when you got a cool, laid back, melodic flow, you kind of gotta, keep it interesting. Play with them pockets a little bit for me. Yeah. At least that's what I think. You got to get in there a little bit more, because you already got a kind of cool, mellow flow. So you got to keep the people interested, wake them up, especially when they just getting to know you.
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar with his previous catalog. I am familiar with him somewhat, just from IG seeing him around. But,
right.
Just for somebody, a casual listener hearing your music, that's one of the things that they're going to grab onto. Like, okay, what's that hook like? What's the beat like? And what you sounding like? You know what I'm saying? Before they even get to what you actually talking about. And like you mentioned, the bars were cool, but wasn't anything spectacular. I wasn't smacked in the face, but I did enjoy the song. I actually enjoyed the hook. I thought Authentic did a good job on the hook, sounded well, but it was doing like this offbeat thing for me. It was like kind of, he would start the hook and then it would come in on a punch and the punch would be off. I don't know if they did that on purpose. It was giving me like a little abstract feel to the song, which I kind of liked, but after a while, that offbeat thing, like that's just a pet peeve of mine. I hate like offbeat anything. So it kind of annoyed me a little bit, but it was cool overall, and aside from that, I was still able to enjoy the song. So I feel like if that was kind of placed on beat a little bit, he might have got an extra like 6-7 points from me. You know what I'm saying, on the percentage side. But overall, I think it was a 48% mid. You know what I'm saying? We both hit it right on the head, 48% mid. What do y'all think, man? Go check it out. Bliss Vates featuring Authentic, streaming on all platforms. Waterfalls. I mean, it wasn't no waterfalls. It wasn't no TLC waterfalls. But, what y'all think? Let us know. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Who we got next, man? Am I bringing them up?
It looks like you got the next one.
Oh, man, this is an interesting case we got here.
Who we got?
We have the one and only, world renowned, incomparable.
Hey.
I know I said that. I bet you that. Incomparable. Maineyy, ladies and gentlemen. Maineyy.
Right.
It's an interesting way to spell a name.
Shout out.
I don't know if that's her last name or first name. I wonder where that name came from. So I did, find some info. I couldn't find too much, but she did like this article where she was kind of talking about her first project. She's a Q+ artist from, guess where she from?
Guess where she from? Where is she from?
She's actually from Jersey. Now, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Listen, come on. I mean, you know how I feel about it.
Jersey.
You already know what it is. But she's actually from Jersey. I'm not 100% sure exactly where in Jersey.
Right.
But I do know she's in the area code.
Right.
Because she repped the 973.
Okay.
If
I was
know
looking
anything
at
about the 973.
What 973? What area of Jersey is that?
I mean, let's just say that was my house phone area code, 973. I'm a 201 cell phone right now. If you know anything about Jersey, you know the 201. But the 973 is the same vicinity. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Jersey burning up the streets.
Just a little area code breakdown. But she ain't even in Jersey no more. You know what I'm saying? She broke out. She's now based in the ATL.
Right.
She's a former high school All-American, man.
So she play ball.
Come on, man. Now, that's no light achievement. She is a high school All-American basketball player. So she could potentially be in the WNBA right now. Like, that's how nice she is.
She was giving Lisa Leslie tease in some of her pictures. Is she that tall?
I'm not 100% sure how tall she is, but I'm assuming she's not average height for a woman. You know what I'm saying? And she played at Clemson, which is Division I. So she could hoop out here. Like, she could probably, for real, if she decided to do this music thing, she could probably be in the WNBA if she wanted to.
Yeah.
But, midway through her college experience, she decided that wasn't really for her. That wasn't where her heart lied, and she wanted to put her energy into this music shit. So in 2014, she dropped her first project, From the Basement, her first mixtape, 19 joints, no features.
Ooh.
Solo dolo. She had something to prove, man. She went out here. She had something to prove.
Songs.
She put it in. She actually talked about in an interview, they asked what was one of the biggest obstacles in her career so far, and she mentioned, like marketing and promotion, which, I empathize with, because that's a tough thing, especially as an artist. You kind of just want to make the music, put it out, and hope people could find it and fuck with it and gravitate towards it naturally, organically. You know what I'm saying? But that's not always the case. It's a lot of people putting out music. It's a lot of competition. It's a lot of noise to fight through to get to the people that's going to appreciate your shit. And you got to find a way to put it in front of them, and that usually comes at a cost. So it's hard, you know what I'm saying? But that was one of the things she mentioned as an obstacle for her in her career, which, like I said, I empathize with. But, have you ever heard of her? I wasn't too familiar with her before this, but...
Fun fact.
Okay.
Wifey is all up in the mix. They doing business together. She is out here getting this bag in these streets. I believe she has an MBA.
Yes, I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
I just wanted to make sure that I got that right. She's not here.
Wifey is not playing. So she got it in her Instagram. She got it, Maineyy got it linked. She got the little ring emoji to her wifey, who is, I think she's a lawyer. Esquire. The lawyer bays.
They definitely messing with some bread out
here. Like a conglomerate of bad lawyers. Like
bad bitches getting the bag.
Come on, man.
Now, the fun fact is that they're hosting a yacht party on May 15th in Miami.
That's some rich shit. That's some Drake shit. That's some DJ Khaled. Everybody not throwing just a yacht
Everybody
party.
Not just doing that. So, but in case you want to get it, you want to get a slot on a yacht party, you can definitely go on Mainey's Instagram through the link in her bio.
They selling tickets?
They are selling tickets.
Damn, what's the dates?
The 15th of May, and your boy might actually get a look down
that's
there.
doable.
I might just go ahead and swing on down there and see what's going on.
Yo, Maineyy, what up?
Let's do it. What up? You already know.
Okay.
We repping.
Okay. Well, we might be in Miami in May. But
let's do it.
Aside from that, Maineyy just dropped this single, Drown. Came out February 12th.
All right.
2 minutes, 50 seconds. I gave it a 60% loud, man.
You gave it a 60.
I gave it a 60% loud.
Man. You fucking with the song.
I enjoyed it, man. I liked it. I thought the beat was hard. The beat came in. It gave me that that throwback 90s R&B feel. It sounded like it was a Leah sample. I couldn't really tell what the sample was, but it just gave that vibe. But it was drowned out. You know how 40 do Drake joints?
Yeah, with the filters.
You know what I'm saying? So she already giving me the concept, the conceptual from the production. You drowning out the sample. Okay, cool. And then I hear her start spitting, and I hear a little bit of the auto-tune, and it's like, okay.
Right.
And it's coming off cool because she ain't trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I like the way it's flowing. You know how I always make fun of the auto-tune use. If it's too much, you know, you sound like you on underwater anyway, you drowned out. It was like, oh shit, underwater bubbles. Come on, she giving me another layer of the concept.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Come on, man. She layered. She's an artist out here. I like that. And then I like the way she came in on a hook. Like she ain't jumping on the first beat. You know, you got the 1, 2, 3, 4. She came in on a 2. It was like, I don't know. I was fucking with the style of the shit. And then when you get into what she's saying, she's just a woman out here who got her heart, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got that shit in a clutch. And she just like, look, you know you got my heart. I love you. I want to be with you. But just be easy on me because you got it. Here, it's all you.
Right.
I'm here. Whatever, I ain't going nowhere, but just be gentle on me.
Definitely heard that sincerity.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost like it was.
Don't
almost
do me
tears.
dirty, baby. Keep it clean.
Keep
like she
it clean.
pleading. Like
she's definitely pleading.
She know it's a vulnerable position to be
felt
in.
it.
It's like damn, like she giving me lash type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that came across the energy. Like it's different styles and different ways to go about writing and your penmanship. Some people are extra lyrical, extra bars, extra punchlines. Some people are great storytellers. Some people just give you real life bars straight from the top off the dome. Some people just kind of really speak from the heart. It's different ways of approaching it, and the way she kind of coming off, it's like, yo, she talking to somebody. She's speaking from the heart. This is like, and that shit resonated in a certain way. And I was like, yo, it came off. The beat was dope. The bars was dope. The authenticity was dope. The auto-tune kind of worked for me, even though you can hear the technical shortcomings in the hook, especially when it's at certain points. But it still sounded good. It came across because she drowning. Like she ain't gonna sound good while she's singing while she drowning. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta.
I feel like she could have made it work just a little bit better.
All right, well I gave it a 60% loud. So what did you think? Speaking of, since you just want to chime in and shit, go ahead.
I thought I would chime in just a little bit.
Give it up.
Jersey's definitely getting a lot of love here, but I gave Maineyy. Hold on. I gave Maineyy a 55 mid.
Okay, so we wasn't too far off.
We weren't too far off. You're right, because I was actually feeling the track. To the absolute most.
Oh man.
So I gave it a 55 mid.
Okay.
Because I actually was feeling the song too. I definitely felt the sincerity. It tugged on a heartstring a little bit.
Saying.
I wanted to cry with her.
You felt like the emotion was there. You know how like
real.
when you hear Beanie Siegel rap back in the day, like you felt like
that
like,
nigga, like you was there,
that nigga,
and you feeling the pain with them. I felt the pain with her on this, so she definitely delivered in that aspect. The auto tuning was shaky. I was actually trying to figure out like if she was off key or if she needed to like.
It was a couple off key moments that you could hear the error. It was like, all right,
she didn't maybe not set the scale a little bit to hit the note.
See, I don't really know how it works, so that's kind of how like I kind of tiptoe around judging auto tune. Like it either sound decent, it either work or it don't,
or it doesn't. Well, it kind of works here. It looks like they were in the neighborhood of the key. But they might have just had to switch one of the notes a little bit off so it hit the right note for the song. Yeah, definitely. But that's definitely a technical thing. And I like I said, we've been here reviewing these songs that be using this auto tune, and I'm gonna say the same thing. Like I say, you definitely gotta make sure you know the key of your records and make sure you know what you want to sound like when you get in that auto tune, which she achieved. She achieved the effect
for the most part. Like it was aside from the like pop out glitches.
Yeah, she kind of got it.
It worked. It worked.
I thought it would have worked better if she would have gave me another verse though. That was my thing.
Okay,
I would have because I like the story and I like what she was how she was spitting.
Yeah, she could have rounded out the picture.
Yeah, give me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did it work or is there more? You know what I'm saying?
But that's not a bad problem to have.
It's not a bad problem. I wanted more bars.
Okay.
So Maineyy, shout out to you. Your beats dope.
Okay,
55 for
okay.
me.
So 55% mid and a 60% loud. Hey man, I like it. We kind of towing
kinda
neck and
towing
neck right
it,
there.
you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
What are you
Well,
doing
that
out here?
I don't know, man. Well, listen, y'all go check it out and let us know if we tripping. Are we bugging? So go listen to it, Maineyy. Streaming on all platforms, man.
Hey.
Don't drown.
Don't
You know what I'm
drown.
saying? Get afloat.
Get a flow.
And go check it out, man. Let us know what you think. So that wraps it up for the Q Plus artist for the day.
Right.
And you know what that means. Now it's time for the ally of the day. Hey, it's the ally of the day. Hey. Come on, man. Y'all know about the
You know what I'm
harmonies.
saying?
Y'all know about the 2-man
Harmonize.
harmonies. But we gonna get into that later. But for now,
For real.
who we bringing to the stage, man? I think you got the ally.
I do got the ally
Oh,
of the
shit.
day.
Oh, shit.
I'm kind of excited about
Are
this
you?
one.
Are you?
A little bit.
Okay, well, let us know why. Go and get into it.
So the ally of the day is Dua Lipa.
Dua
Have you heard of Dua Lipa?
You know, I've heard a lot about Dua Lipa. I don't know much about her, though. That's the thing. I've heard a lot. I hear her name all of the time.
Right.
She always pops up, like the most randomest, just pop-ups.
Right.
But I don't know her. I don't really, I'm not that familiar.
She's definitely popping out here, and she's been popping for a minute. I really only got familiar with Dua Lipa maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. She
Okay.
had one song, what is it? Let me see. I got new rules, I got them.
Oh, yes. That was
I got new
her.
rules, I got them.
That was
That's
her.
her.
The numbers?
Yes.
One.
Right.
Yo, that was
That's
her.
her. That is her.
Holy shit.
She was
I got a
popping
whole
in-
story about that song. It's not for this podcast, but yeah.
There's T.
Yeah, no, not T like that, but yeah, there's T a little bit. But yeah, go ahead.
Back in the days when we used to be able to go to clubs and shit,
Yes.
they would play that song a lot.
I know, I'm very familiar with that
Definitely,
song.
definitely.
I just didn't know it was her.
that
Oh my
is-
God, that's
is her.
great.
That is her. But she is a English singer-songwriter and model of Muslim, Kosovo, and Albanian origin.
Go
what I'm
ahead,
saying?
Melting Pot.
You already know. She grew up pretty much with music in her family. Her father was the lead singer in a Kosovo band. So she eventually got discovered doing videos, singing covers on YouTube, those days.
Okay.
Justin Bieber type situation. She signed to Warner Brothers in 2014 and began working on her self-titled debut album, which was released in 2017. Several of the singles became successful in the UK. And then, but of course, New Rules, the song we were talking about, was the one that broke through here in the States. It topped the UK charts over there, and the album won a lot of Brit Awards. Brit Awards is their equivalent of the Grammys here. So she was kind of winning out there.
popping.
She's popping, definitely, for sure. She did another song that kind of caught on out here, One Kiss with Calvin Harris. One kiss is all it takes.
Yes.
Falling in
Oh
love
my
with me.
God. She got
Possibilities.
all of the
She
joints.
does. She really is. She been that bitch for a minute. Low key though. Low key.
Very
chick.
low key.
You know what I'm saying? But that joint, of course, was another club thumper popping. I think probably about 2018, the year after.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And now she has Future Nostalgia, which
I
is
love that title, by the way.
Future Nostalgia is the album that
We are reviewing.
Reviewing.
Well, you ain't even get into why she's an ally.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Oh, because you was jumping to the album title. I ain't know. I was just wanted to make
I
sure.
was kind of finagling there.
Okay, I heard you, but I ain't hear the setup.
Hold
so
on.
I wanted to make sure.
That actually wasn't the setup. I was going to
okay.
overlook that. But
I know. I
Right,
knew.
Right, you're right. You caught it.
Thank
She
you.
is the ally. She's pretty much a fierce ally because she's going on record pretty much with LGBTQ publications saying she has pretty much an obligation to speak up for the LGBT community and kind of like be an ally because as a role model, you have a whole audience of people that listen to music, and she knows that a lot of LGBT music kind of listens to her type of stuff.
And that dance music especially.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
She talk about waving the flag for real. Like
Absolutely.
she waves the flag.
She does.
Like literally.
She's here for
Like she's
it
done
all the
several
way.
major shows where she whips out the rainbow flag.
She's
and
all the
waves
way.
it in solidarity with the community.
She's all the way here with us. So that is why she's an ally. So Future Nostalgia, actually the album came out in 2020 during the pandemic in the middle of March, and we are reviewing the re-release version, the Moonlight edition, which pretty much came out about a year after. So it came
it's
out
a
in
deluxe.
February.
It's a deluxe.
It's a deluxe edition. So we had to listen to a few extra songs on the record. The album itself is 20 tracks. So
19.
19?
Yeah, 19. And the original, because the original was 13, and then it's 6 more.
Was it 13? Because I saw a version with 11. So I don't know. Maybe maybe they
Oh,
had
you on
different versions.
See, you watching on Untitled. I'm on Spotify,
on Tidal.
so it could be because mine definitely had 13 on the original.
They might have had different versions of the album. They do that too as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What I saw was 11 tracks on the original album. And
Okay.
they put 20 on Tidal. So that might be a situation. So it's just probably a difference of like 1 or 2 songs we might be off. And you know how they do different editions for different regions and shit like that.
Yep.
So
it's about an hour worth of music.
it's definitely
at the end of the day.
You get your fill. February 20th is when the album came out. And I gave this album a 70% loud, ladies and gentlemen.
70% loud.
70% loud.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Well, shit.
Let me tell you something. I fucks with Dua Lipa, but I wasn't that much into her music, and I really didn't even know that she released an album until we were doing this deluxe edition. Then I realized, oh shit, she re-released the album. So the music on it, it's a dance pop album, and she kind of has some disco influences in there. So you're basically getting a modern pop album. And I live for a lot of these records. Let me tell you something. Shout out to Frank, your roommate, you know what I'm saying? He heard me singing Don't Start Now. Don't Start Now from down the street, because I was definitely yelling that motherfucker.
Oh, you had your headphones
I
on
had
and you
my
was in the
headphones
zone?
on.
Get
I
the
was
fuck
definitely
out of
getting
here.
my walk on.
That is funny.
And Don't Start Now was blasting in my shit. You know what I'm saying? How that shit go?
I'm gonna put it on right now.
How
so
that
you can
shit
hear it
go?
in there. That's my shit though.
That album, that single. Don't how.
Don't start caring about me now.
Listen, I'm living for those lyrics. That's life lyrics right there. Don't start coming through to the party thinking you down now when your ass was quick to walk away from the situation. Don't act like you down now because you know me. No, you don't know me. It's different. What you left behind, you left that behind, but it evolved, bitch. Anyway, that's one of my. You could tell
that hit home. That resonated.
I kind of connected.
I saw it,
and I connected with a lot of the songs in that same way. What is it? If It Ain't Me, I think that song is dope. My favorite, my pick was. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see.
Your pick of the week. What's your pick?
My pick of the week. My pick out of all of them.
It's a lot of joints, man.
It's a lot of dope records. Good and bad, because the way it came off though. The way it came off.
This bitch. Man, listen.
I'm just saying, like, the records is definitely live on this album. A lot of them, I picked like maybe at least 13 or 14 of them out of the 20 songs that I playlisted and definitely fuck with. So I could go on.
You got to think, 13.
That's the entire album anyway.
I was about to say.
That's the entire album. So I definitely fuck with the additional songs because they pretty much were what she already did well in the album. She just translated that to those extra songs and made sure those were on par, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Her vocal range is dope because she's got this kind of deeper feminine voice. Like, you think of Toni Braxton as kind of the same kind of range, like a kind of lower register.
Got that gully pocket.
Yeah, so she's not up high like a Beyonce or like a Miley Cyrus, who's also on the album. So she kind of got like a mid-range. So she rides the beat, she commands the beat because she got a little bit of attitude, she got a little bit of presence. She can sing, but she's not over-singing you. And that's the thing that some pop artists do with these pop records, with these dance pop records. They kind of get on my nerves.
Try to oversing.
Do the most.
Try to hit every note.
All you got to do is sing. They try to sound like 90s house. So everything don't got to sound like that.
Yeah.
But she's definitely carrying these songs, and you know she gets my fucking vote. I fuck with Dua Lipa. I'm fucking with a lot of these records.
70% loud shit.
That's where I'm at.
Okay, that's how you feeling?
How you feeling about this record?
Man, listen, I need the phone.
Oh shit.
Cause I gotta call the motherfucking fire department.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Fire?
I'm calling the fire department. 77% Fam.
Come on, man.
It was too. First of all, I was already sucking my teeth when I saw the length of the project, right? Because you know how I feel about long projects.
Right.
I'm like, yo, it's 2021. Like, niggas, nah. Attention spans, internet, competition. It's too much going on. I don't want to hear, especially from somebody who I'm not even really, like, she not in my bag. I'm not a fan of her work. Like, I know her joint. The joints you were saying, I knew I was a fan of the songs, but I didn't even know them was hers.
Right.
So this is an artist I'm not too familiar with their catalog, and I'm like, I gotta listen to 20 joints. Fam, it started off a little slow for me. I was like, all right, cool. But then once it hit like 2 or 3, it was like every joint I heard, it just kept getting better and better. I'm like, yo, and then she going, like you said, which one you was talking about? The Don't Start Now. That's my shit. My favorite is Pretty Please.
Pretty Please.
Pretty Please is hard. Like that's my favorite joint. As soon as I heard that come on, I was like, all right, I love the song. She got a few joints like that. Break My Heart, I thought was fire.
Yeah.
Prisoner with Miley Cyrus. Miley snapped. Miley went crazy.
Oh, fun fact about that. That's on Miley Cyrus' album.
Is it?
Yes, so that's her song. And
you know
they have
what?
Dua Lipa,
Okay.
and then they obviously put it on the
That
same,
makes so much sense
kinda
because
give it
Miley
more.
went off like, yo,
Yeah.
this ain't a feature. Like, we collaborate.
For real.
Like, Miley
For sure.
snapped. Like,
She
don't
did.
get me wrong. Dua went off. The song is amazing. I love the song. They body. Levitating is dope. Which she has 2 versions. She got one with no the baby, and then she got one with the baby verse. Good in Bed, like you mentioned. Not My Problem.
Not my problem. Not my problem. That's your problem.
Man, listen.
Wow.
Boys will be boys.
Oh man.
Girls will be women. I'ma just let that resonate. Just like that says so much without even just that. Boys will be boys. Girls will be women. Like,
She's clutching her keys in her fist, in her hand, because in case you gotta go off in the club.
with the
You gotta.
that's a tactic.
It's a
You already know. If you know, you know. Like, you want to catch one of these?
That's right.
You want to get a hepatitis shot?
I'm right.
The fuck is wrong with you, nigga?
I didn't know.
No,
I mean,
but that's the thing about it. It's like a pop dance record, but she giving you like
real life shit.
she giving you gutter, like deep wound, like salt in my wound type.
Yeah.
She talking shit, like, which is that's hard to do. You can't give me the glitzy poppy
Absolutely.
dance, make me feel good, but then on the other undertone, you talking that shit. Like, that's kind of dope. And she body in it, and that's why I gave her the extra point, and that's what gave her the edge for the fire for me, man. 77% fire. You got a 70% loud. We ain't been too far off the whole motherfucking episode. I don't know what y'all want to do, but if I was watching and listening, I would be excited to go check out this music, go listen, and y'all provide y'all thoughts and let us know what y'all think.
Let us know what y'all think.
Come on, man. Dua Lipa, Ally of the Day. Go
That's
check
your
it out.
problem.
Future Nostalgia. I love the title. Future Nostalgia. You know what I'm saying?
She went and
Oxymorons.
She went and got Jid for the.
And I love that song. That song is hard.
It's
I love the
cute.
song before. I liked the song before I knew Jid was on it. I heard it come on. I was like, oh, all right. And then when I heard Jid, I was like, oh, this the joint with Jid. I was like, oh, this is. I didn't hear any duds. I didn't hear any songs that I was like, all right, skippity, skip. And then the joints that I liked, I really, really enjoyed. Like, and she had a few.
She had
like,
a lot.
You giving me 19, and I could grab you like just 10 just off of boop that I really like enjoy.
You got a good pop album.
Come on, man.
You got a good pop, and that's not necessarily like a thing, because I was approaching it the same way you was. Like, all right, okay.
Hey, oh boy.
I don't know this chick that well, and I only know a couple of songs. This shit better snap. And it did. Indeed.
It did.
Indeed.
Hey, well, kudos. Shout out to Dua Lipa, man. Future Nostalgia. Moonlight Edition. Go check it out. Go check out the original edition if you don't want to listen to the yummy, you know what I mean? But hey,
got choices.
Go listen to it, man. We thought it was, we fucked with it. What y'all think?
A little bit.
It's the Herbal Tea Podcast, man. So, you know, we done took care of the ally today. We done took care of the Q plus artist.
Dua Lipa, don't start now.
Come on, Dua. But what we are gonna start is walking our way to the streets.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and take it to the streets. We'll see what's going on in the community.
There's definitely a lot going on.
What's going on out here? Are they still burning up?
The community. They definitely are burning up. I don't know if
man.
you've been seeing what's been going on around the country.
Well, I mean, I was a little OT.
You was OT.
We're gonna talk about that later, but you know,
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta abreast me. Keep me abreast.
I'm gonna definitely keep you abreast. Nip slip. You already know. So, I'm your street correspondent, the real PZ. You already know what it is.
All right.
Street correspondent.
We've been fumbling on the double R's and the double S's.
It happens.
Don't worry about that though. We slurring a little bit. We sipping out here. What you think? You think this herbal tea for real? Like
we off the app.
Come on, man. We drinking.
You know, you already know what it is. First, I'm gonna hit you with the needle drop, and there is so much going on out here.
I love the needle
drop in the Q plus community.
Okay.
And a lot of good music. I'm gonna just get into it. Cupcake got a new song. Mickey.
Hey,
Bars. You already know what she bringing.
Okay.
LSD XOXO.
Ooh.
This is basically a kind of grungy dance pop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Artist. You know what I'm saying? Club artist. Got a new record. Sick bitch. You know what I'm saying? They kind of doing things. Let's see what we got here.
Aggressive title.
Shout out to Genuine Beauty. She got a new record, Rockstar Heaven.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chris Condi.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He came out with the EP last year. Now he got a new album, a whole album.
Oh, a full length.
Full length LP.
Okay.
Engulfed in the Marvelous Decay. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta check that out.
Yeah, definitely check that out. And of course, well, not of course, but she's back. She never really left. Doja Cat.
Come on, Doja.
With SZA, you know what I'm saying? And she has a record called Kiss Me More.
Okay.
The video dropped and all of that.
All
of that.
You know Doja ain't playing.
She's not playing out here. All right, so that's the needle drop. Let's get into what's going on out here in these streets.
A lot of music out there.
In case you ain't know, Kalani is officially a lesbian.
I saw that.
Officially.
So wait, what's the deal? Was she like 1 foot in, 1 foot out? She said she was bi.
She was definitely bi.
Okay.
She was definitely bi.
Because we had her. She was a Q plus artist.
She is a Q plus artist, and you know we gave it to her because she was.
She
bi.
just changed her spectrum. Her place on the spectrum.
She made it official. What I think people kind of already knew.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This was reported by BuzzFeed and she said this on her IG Live. So this is not no like bullshit.
Not no hearsay.
Okay. It's official right here. I definitely had to make sure because I know how people be doing out here.
Yes.
They'll say
and we'll spread a rumor quick. Like that should be spreading fast.
Yeah.
And once it's out there, that's it.
That's it. We can't take it back. But she did officiate this, and this is where we at.
Okay.
Demi Lovato, she is officially pansexual.
Come on, Demi.
Demi, shout out to her, reported that on Billboard and People Magazine and Them Magazine via the Joe Rogan podcast. She said this on the podcast, and all of them picked it up.
I haven't seen the Joe Rogan podcast in a minute.
I've never seen the Joe Rogan podcast.
You haven't ever seen it?
Ever? I've heard ever. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But I definitely have heard so much about him. But she was on his podcast, and that's where the news came out. She also has a new album, Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over. She's kind of doing a whole flushing out, a lot of demons.
I wonder how she's feeling on that project.
She's feeling a little bit of a way. She went through some things. She's going through a lot of things, giving interviews to Gail, bruh. Yeah. She's going through some things.
It's been a lot.
So we here for, we support her.
Aim will do it to you, man.
For sure. Lena Bloom.
Not Lena Waithe.
Not Lena Waithe. Lena Bloom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? First trans woman of color on the cover of Sports Illustrated's swim issue.
Do you know what that means?
I mean,
like we were just talking about like the high school All-American NCAA.
We was.
You know how much of a boys club, sports, NFL, NBA,
period.
ESPN, Sports Illustrated, like you just not like no. Trans
woman
cover
of color.
What? Color?
Absolutely.
What?
All of it. All of it. All of it.
That's all. That's all.
We're here. You know what I'm saying? That by itself is just a whole. It was a big deal when Beyonce took one of the swimsuit eras. I don't remember what year that was.
I remember when
was the first
Tyra Banks broke
Yep.
and was on it. That was a big deal.
That was definitely a big deal. And now we have the first trans woman. She's a Filipina descent. She's coming out of Chicago. And, you know, she did Vogue India before. And a Levi's campaign was Zendaya.
Okay.
So she's been out here, but she's on Sports Illustrated. You know what I'm saying? All of the work that she's done before, definitely to be commended. But to break this barrier, definitely.
It's a big deal, man.
You know, kind of
not
like
to be taken lightly at all.
Keeping it on the transgender note,
Okay.
the ban in the military has been lifted. So transgenders can serve openly in the military as of March 31st, which just so
as they
happened to
should.
be.
Come on.
Just so happened to be Trans Visibility
Come
Day.
on. Like,
You know what I'm
you see how
saying?
shit be like happening and the layers and the layers?
And then guess what happened? What else happened that day?
Man.
The legalization.
Yo, March 31st is kind of
March
crazy.
was kind of Aries. Pretty much is always popping.
Wow.
And you know, of course, the King birthday was right after. We
The
already
day after, we went crazy in the city.
Listen,
Painted the city red.
painted the whole city red. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the LGBT versus the church. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but there's been a whole lot of fervent discussion. You know what I'm saying? Happenings involving the church and its relationship with the LGBTQ community. So dig this. We reported back in October, Pope Francis supported civil unions. So he was okay. He was like, okay,
He was like, all right.
this could work. We could support the youth and shit like that. October 2020. How quickly the time flies.
Oh, my God.
March 2021.
180.
The Vatican officially
180.
announces same-sex unions and also endorsed by the Pope himself.
Crazy.
So he just kind of went a whole 180. Just
Like-
kind of just reniggered all the way.
Ooh, you can't be reneging.
I mean, that's kind of really how that goes. So after that, you got Lil Nas X with the Montero video and the religious imagery there, church in the uproar and about that shit. And then not that same day, but on the 9th is when DMX passed. The 9th actually just so happens to be Lil Nas X's birthday.
Oh my God.
Aries season, shout out. But DMX passed away, and we all know
R.I.P.
DMX as a person who has pretty much had a foot in the streets and a foot in the church. That's the best way that I could put it.
Yes.
And, you know, has offered pretty much his life and life's work, kind of bridging the gap between the profane and the sacred. And we all pretty much forgive DMX for whatever he's done because he's obviously shown his devotion to his faith. But when it comes to homosexuality, though,
He did not fuck with us.
It seems like
He didn't
that
fuck with us.
is the sin of all sins.
You know
Even
what's
though
so crazy saying that? Like, not to cut you off, but like, it's so many of our heroes, especially growing up in that era and being influenced by that 90s hip hop,
Right.
early 2000s. There's so many of those
Just
artists that
discussing
we
Bliss
love
Vates.
that we feel like when they
Vates.
pass and it feel like that. But then when you think about it, it's like, damn, if I was to meet him and he really knew who I was, like, he probably wouldn't even fuck with me. That's a hard
pill to
fucking
swallow.
Yeah, it's just
Hard
like,
pill to
damn.
swallow. Yep. But yet we definitely, and it's not like this, not a slight or disrespect to him.
Not
but
at all. It's just
that was
real.
the way it was.
It just is what it is.
But this is kind of really how we're looking at it as people who have studied this culture and, you know, kind of grew up with this, with all of this going on, with all this kind of context.
Absolutely.
So I just, you know, wanted to point that out. You did make a song called Bible Pages.
I did.
And, you know, I just wanted to get your thoughts about that record because it's kind of one of my favorite records off the Gmail EP.
Oh,
just
man.
because you were saying things
I was
that
going off.
I wasn't even like like I didn't even have the language for that, but you were definitely poetic about what your personal experiences was and your questions about, you know, religion and, you know, the acceptance of LGBT. So what say you now, you know, 7 years out, I think.
Just about.
And you know, putting that record out. What does that mean to you now with all this going on?
If I don't go to church, it's hell gonna hurt. I mean, you know, that's pretty much. I feel the same way about it. Like, you see the reaction to the Lil Nas shit. It's like whenever it's the slightest, you know, not even a denouncement, but just me taking the shit that y'all fed us our whole lives growing up and just turning the mirror and showing you like how we hear it and how we perceive it. It's just like imagine being a kid growing up, you not having any kind of say so. And, you know, people have personalities. Like, you look at babies and kids that act a certain way. All babies don't act the same. They ain't learned shit yet. So where they get that from? Like, we inherently have certain shit that's just in us. We start with a certain blueprint, we develop and we add on to that. But it's certain shit that we just have. So imagine growing up and you being a certain way, but then all you being fed is like, yo, this is wrong. The Bible telling you this. If you do this, this is what's gonna happen. And then it's just like you end up and you grow up and you realize like all that shit was a fantasy, all that shit was a ploy and a control tactic to keep you on some. It's just like Santa Claus, like to keep kids in check. Like, all right, you better be good or you ain't gonna get no shit at the end of the year. It's gonna be a tally of all your actions, all your good, your bad. It's just like, it's all bullshit. And it's just like, people take this shit so seriously to the point where they picket, boycott. And it's just like, these same people wouldn't shed a tear for George Floyd or somebody who was murdered innocently on some bullshit, like on TV live. They don't have no emotions about this, but let Lil Nas slide down the pole to hell and sit on an imaginary devil's lap. And it's a fucking uproar. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, your reasoning not even like, so I can't even take this shit seriously. So that's my standpoint with the religion and shit. You see so much, like you said, the Pope, one day he's saying, okay, the shit is cool. I'm with civil unions. The next day, boom, they flipping. All this shit is political. Like, they don't even really have real feelings.
Nope.
All they shit is agenda based. So it's like, fuck y'all niggas. Like, I'm not going based on y'all opinion. Y'all not telling me what's right and wrong no more because y'all don't know.
Y'all don't know.
Like, so shut the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry, I got a little extra passionate about it, but it's just like, how dare y'all? Like, y'all, you ain't shit.
I'll just say this. My mother is a devout Catholic woman. Devout, like, since she was pretty much born. And I've seen my grandmother, you know, religion definitely spirituality plays a big part in my family. And when I came out, there was no shift in her attitude. There was no sideways, nothing. My mother accepted me, and she's a devout Catholic woman.
Exactly.
So, unfortunately, not everybody shares those values, and this is exactly why we even having this conversation to begin with, to speak to the people who may not be as fortunate as I've been, and maybe Tone has been, and, you know, being accepted by our own families. But just know that if you're out there and you're watching this and you're going through any kind of uneasiness about your religion and your sexuality or your gender identity, it's not you. It's not you. Do not internalize that. Reject it. You are not the problem. They are.
Exactly.
Period. And that's where we at. Now, got a couple of, actually, just to end it on a high note, there's a church in Kennesaw, Georgia that had gone to the, let's see, there's a religious authority that they go to. I think the Southern Baptist Commission. The church is called Townview, and it's in Kennesaw, Georgia. And they wanted to admit openly gay family into their membership. And they went and asked the Southern Baptist Commission, and of course the Southern Baptist Commission was like, no. Nah. But they went ahead and did it anyway. They lost kind of the support of the Southern Baptist Commission, but the pastor himself is just as open about it, and he's like basically, I'm gonna keep rocking on. I'm gonna let these people, because who am I to deny the word of the Bible and deny the gospel and stop someone else from wanting to receive that word. So I'm gonna invite them. I'm gonna keep it rocking, and they've led services, and they led a service over Easter weekend, which is pretty much one of the holiest religious holidays of the year. This is the resurrection of Christ, and he allowed these gay members to lead worship.
That's dope.
So there are people out there, and there are
but that's like anything else.
There.
Like no group is monolithic. Like there's always,
Absolutely.
exceptions to the rule. There's always different people. But it's just when you look at the overall, and then when you look at the leaders, like they're the ones that influence the overall. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely need the people like, those leaders of that church that allow, the gay members to come in and stuff like that. Like you need that to set examples for the people, because most people are followers anyway. They're just kind of doing what the group set standard. Like look at New York. Legalizing marijuana the day before the shit was illegal. Like think about all of the years niggas been smoking weed and now it's finally legal. Like people, we still figuring it out as human beings, as a society. It's a lot of shit that's fucked up. It's a lot of shit that's wrong. That's why you can't really internalize, like you said, a lot of that shit. It ain't you. It's just the social constructs that we just got to figure out and realize how to live with people who have real to the core differences from each other. Like people just have issues with people who don't think like them, don't speak like them, don't move like them. Like people can't tolerate differences. It's just weird. Like, but that's another situation.
You already know, man. That's my man Tone, and I want to switch gears a little bit. I heard that you kind of had a little bit of a getaway situation. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
I heard you had a dick appointment.
a little bit,
You know what
something
I'm
like that. I
saying?
had to depressurize a little bit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Decompress. Come down a little bit.
Won't
You know what I'm
won't
saying?
you
It's
fill
been a
us
heavy
in?
2020. I've been in New York City all, you know what I'm saying, the whole quarantine, the whole shutdown.
Right.
So I was like, let me escape. So first what I did, I went down to Orlando, you know what I'm saying, the theme park capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't go to no theme parks, but I just went down there and chilled. Shout out to my sister, my brother-in-law, you know what I'm saying, it was his birthday. So we
Right,
went down there,
right.
they rented a house, we was chilling.
Every
Copacetic,
season.
we had a pool in the back, all that shit, chilling, right? Then I took the 6-hour drive up to the A.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the homies was in town.
Hey.
And if anybody from New York City know about the dick appointment party,
Dick appointment, y'all.
you know what I'm saying, that was going down right before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Right before it was getting popping.
When we had to bum rush that motherfucker.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy one night. That was I
Right.
think we told that story,
We
but that was
did.
kind of crazy.
Mhm.
But that same dick appointment, they brought it down to the A.
Hey.
And it so happened that I was going to be in the area
Right.
around the same time. So I'm like, why not pull up, go see what it's talking about? You know what
Look
I'm saying? The
at
first
that.
dick appointment in the A. Of course, your man EarthTone had to be there. So I pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie Buzz. He was down there. Rico Cassadine was supposed to be performing. You know what I'm saying? 7 Deep was supposed to be performing. It was a few performers. You know what I'm saying? Taking the stage. It was a nice little situation. First of all, up here in the city, we wearing masks. Restrictions is a little tight. It's a little rigid. It's concrete jungle. We right up on top of each other.
Pretty much.
There ain't too much space. Your neighbor's right there. We wearing masks. We masked up. You can't just go into the spot and, club it out and chill. But in the
I'll
A,
let you in.
it's like the Wild Wild West, baby.
Wild Wild West.
They down there. They ain't checking masks.
So
they
you ain't
checking
do a show
nothing.
out there?
They took temperatures. I ain't do no show.
You
I
ain't
ain't
do no
perform.
show. You ain't perform.
Nah. I was chilling. I was cooling out. I was in cool mode. They was taking temperatures, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't wearing no mask. So I was in there. I pulled up to the dick appointment. It was popping. It was a cute little audience, nice little environment. It started getting a little thick. But, doors open at 11. And after a while, you get there. It's like, ain't too much going on. You sitting, you ain't even perform. Before you know, you look up, it's 2:30. You ain't performed yet. It was just like,
Damn.
So, we kind of didn't quite make it to see the performances. But it was a cool little situation. For it to be their first joint in the A, in a new city, bringing a circuit party from New York to Atlanta, it was pretty dope. So it was a cool little experience. I enjoyed my time. I enjoyed my little weekend getaway. You know what I'm saying? My little 4-day stay.
I saw you had your hair definitely blowing in the wind.
on,
You definitely
man.
copped that rental.
Come on, man. I had
For
to get the
sure.
rental. You know what I'm saying? Whip it around. I got this New York license
Whip it.
and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I was whipping around the little Camry. I had a little Toyota Camry.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
That was cool.
I see you out here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was nice. It was
Shout
nice to
out
hit the open road, man.
Shout out the Dick appointment. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting for them to come back up to the city. We're going to see what the city looking like this summer.
It'll be back. Wait till they pop up the weed lounges and all that. It's going to be
definitely want to see what that situation look like.
Yes.
All right. So the last thing on the docket, first of all, I just want to give the proper salute to DJ Baker.
Okay.
For giving another top 5 hit on the fucking weekly top 40 situation.
What was it this time?
This one is gonna be Don't Play with Minecraft.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
That shit shot up. Like, it was 1 week, number 19. I only been there for 4 weeks. So it's number 19 1 week.
Shout out to number 5.
Shout out to number 5. So shout out to DJ Baker.
They feeling that one in the streets.
2 for 2.
I see.
Top 5 songs. That's kind of a big deal.
Come on, man.
It really is a big deal. It's a big deal, at least to me, in a way. It's like, I finally got something, and you actually fucking with it. That's kind of a sort of a validation. You know what I'm saying? And DJ Baker being one of the leaders, one of the few people early playing LGBT music, hip hop on his station. Yep. So I definitely dig the love, dig the respect. So Boiler Room is out. Don't Play. You already know the album 1111.
Uh-oh.
So we're gonna definitely shout out Aries season for that winning out here.
Let's do it.
And I also want to leave it on this one last note. Shout out to Kodak King. We reviewed his song last episode. He wasn't too happy about what we had to say about the things.
He was not.
And I just wanted to say to that, shout out to you. We definitely did see your when you wanted to submit a song and we asked for a bio and you didn't even submit one, and so now we review one of your songs that you put out and you decided that you wanted to be mad about us reviewing the album or reviewing the song. Why did you put it out? I'm just saying. And then, just shout out to the King of Positivity. Y'all get this shit twisted. I'm King of Positivity because I said I am. And I'm the one that decides that. So just because you don't agree with what my viewpoint is, that don't make me any less positive. I'm not the one with the problem. Way I look at it, I'm going to be positive till I die. You feel me? That's how I go.
Hey.
So, but definitely we give you your salute and your flowers because at least you out here doing it. A lot of people ain't even had the courage to do it. So we just salute you for having music out, saying your shit, speaking your mind, as a black LGBTQ plus artist. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we turn it around and we give you the positivity if you didn't find it before. All right. And that's what's going on in these streets. Biatch.
All right, man. So, once we hit the streets, you know what I'm saying? We get up out of there.
Out of there. And where we going?
Well, actually, we ain't even got to leave the streets no more because the shit is legal. So we can roll up in the motherfucking streets. You know what I'm saying? And we going to get into it when we had this smoking session in the smoking section, man. Hold up. Let me go ahead and light this motherfucking J.
Let's do it.
Because this is some big news. We got some big news to go over, ladies and gentlemen.
Big news.
This is kind of crazy right now. History has been made.
History's been made.
On a lot of different fronts.
What we got? What's going on?
So the question of the day is, did New York just legalize marijuana?
That's the question.
Did they?
Oh, my God.
Did they actually just do that? Because I can't believe this shit. Like, I honestly can't believe it. Like, I'm still getting used to it. I don't feel comfortable just walking down the block just quite yet. Like, I'm kind of still like, all right, figuring it out. But March 31st, 2021.
Man, what a day.
Governor Andrew Cuomo signed the legislation that legalized not medical marijuana because it's already legal, recreational marijuana for all adults. The 15th state to do it. Now, depending on where you look, it's either the 15th or the 17th. I don't know exactly what the accurate, but it's around one of them. The umpteenth, you know what I'm saying, state to legalize recreational marijuana, right? Now, usually, when you pass a law, it don't go into effect until like the next year, maybe the next fiscal year, depending on where you land at on the calendar, right?
Yeah.
This shit had aspects of it that went into effect immediately, right? So let's break it down. Despite being decriminalized since 1977, think about that. 1977, they decriminalized weed to where you could possess up to 25 grams and not really supposed to be harassed like that. Like, niggas don't be knowing this.
I didn't know that.
But you supposed to be able to carry up to 25 grams, and it was decriminalized. So you might get a ticket, a little summons or some shit. But that's only if it's out in public, out in the open. So if, say, the cops run up on you, and they like, yo, empty your pockets. That's illegal. They can't just run up on you and tell you to empty your pockets. But if you don't know the law, you don't know that, you like, all right, you pull out your shit and you got a nickel bag on you. They like, all right, you going in. But if you say, nah, I don't have to empty my pockets, woo, 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 and walk off, they can't do nothing legally. But you know, they abuse that, and they abuse the lack of knowledge and us not really knowing the law like that, and they get away with stupid shit. But people don't even know. I didn't even really know. Since 1977, marijuana was decriminalized. So come full circle, March 31st, 2021, it's actually legal. So despite it being decriminalized since 77, more than 800,000 arrests for low-level possession in the last 10 years have been recorded. That's 800,000 arrests just for marijuana possession. When it's already decriminalized, you shouldn't be arresting these people. They should be getting tickets maybe, like driving tickets or something, like parking tickets. Yeah, so it's like, come on. And then on top of that, 75% of this 800,000, guess who they are?
African American,
Black and Latino. Black and Latino. Who makes up what? 33% of the overall population. So how does that even add up? Like, that don't even make sense. And then there's already statistics that show there's no difference in the amount of weed consumption when you go across races. White people smoke as much weed as black people. Black people smoke as much weed as Latinos. It's the same. Like, we all smoking weed out here.
Of course.
So it's like, how do we getting these disproportionate arrests? That's what's going down, and it's been going down forever. And New York City is deciding to take steps towards correcting it. So what they did was they created a whole bill. Like, it wasn't just like, all right, we're going to legalize weed. There was steps to this. There's a lot of pieces. So like I said, there's never been a bill that comes in and was signed and had immediate effect.
Right.
Boom. So part of this bill was immediately, as soon as the ink dried, as soon as Cuomo signed it, any adult, 21 and over, New York City, you can walk around with 3 O's in your pocket. 3 O's. If anybody don't know weed lingo, that's an ounce.
We can talk about.
If anybody don't know what's an ounce, Google 3 ounces of marijuana. You'll see how much product that is right there.
28
You can walk around that with that in your pockets, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Cooling on a regular day. But on top of that, at the cribbo, guess how much you can have in the jars and in the storage?
How much?
5 pounds.
Listen, I didn't even know that part.
5 pounds.
I know about the 3 pounds.
Come on, man. 5 pounds. You can have 5 pounds in the crib. That's a lot of trees you could just have in the cribbo.
You about to have a real nickel bag.
Come on, man. Come on, man. And that's just the start of it. So what New York State did, they're commissioning an agency called the Office of Cannabis Management. And they're pretty much going to be a branch of the government that regulates the laws and, you know, oversees all of that stuff with the marijuana. Because it's a lot of things coming. So the first stores not going to pop up until like 2022. So you're not going to see the dispensaries out yet. They got to put all of that into place. The Office of Cannabis Management got to get all the regulations situated. This is brand new. So they got to lay the line for all of this shit. But it's coming. 50% of the weed licenses are going to equity applicants. So that's pretty much people who kind of, you know, they're looking for loans and they don't have the money up front to kind of just invest. Like, all right, I got $200,000 for the application process. I need a dispensary. No, these are people who need, you know, assistance, and they're making sure a certain amount of the applicants are granted. You know what I'm saying? So they looking out. It's kind of like the housing lottery, how they look out for certain people, because everybody don't got the same advantages. Right. And then on top of that, you're going to be able to grow up to 6 plants per adult at the crib. So you're talking about a weed plant. You could grow up to 6 of them bitches in the crib. You know how that's going to smell. Nobody can't say nothing. Chilling. Cooling. You know what I'm saying? Weed lounges are also on the bill. Weed lounges and bars are going to be popping up. Those are going to be allowed. So you know those are going to be popping up in New York City soon.
Bro.
Delivery services are going to be allowed. So you know Uber Eats. It's going to be Uber Weed.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that what's going
Uber
on?
Uber Treats.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Damn.
They coming. You know what I'm saying? Past cannabis convictions, all of them expunged. Immediately. Expunged. Whole record clean. That was on your record. Look, weed test, failed it. Fuck all that. You cool. You good. You know what I'm saying? Off your shit. Tax revenue is going to be reinvested into the communities most affected by the war on drugs. And you already know what that means. Like,
know.
come on, man.
We'll
it's
see.
only right. It's only right.
We'll see what happens.
Sort of reparations, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if the hood start looking better with a whole bunch of weed businesses popping up.
Now, here's one of the kickers. The police, you know what I'm saying, they come in, they around you. What's that? It smell like these niggas over here smoking weed. They can't do shit. They can't arrest you on a suspension of weed smell. So if they smell weed, that's not legal no more for justification for them to lock you up. They can't do it. So they can't go and write on their report, yo, we smell weed, so we arrested them, or we searched them, or boom, boom, boom. They can't do that. It's not legal no more. Shut it all down, man. Listen, if you know the history and you look at it, this is a big step. It's a big change. We're not really going to see the big effects of it for a couple years, but the changes are coming, and it's a big deal, man. We excited out here, especially at the Herbal Tea Podcast, because you know we smoking out here.
I mean, it's kind of a good start. It's a good start. I can't wait to see the weed lounges that pop up in all the hoods.
That's when I'm gonna really feel it. When I see the dispensaries and the weed lounges, that's when I'm be like, all right, we in Amsterdam now.
When that's regular.
Now we in Amsterdam.
It might
New Amsterdam for real.
New Amsterdam for real, right? Look at that.
Come on, man.
Look at that.
And that's how we feeling, man. What you think about that?
Oh man, I am too happy. And you know they actually just legalized it in Virginia as well.
VA, man. You know the VA, the New York VA Connect always been strong for some reason. Like that's a strong connection.
It's definitely very much.
You know what I'm saying? So it's only right.
It's only right. You know what I'm saying? Virginia, we out here. A lot of niggas commute between New York. Let me stop.
You already know what it is, man. You already know what it is.
Yeah,
I-95.
You already know.
Come on, man. And then that pretty much wraps it up. You already know what it is. Shout out to New York, man. We excited. Based in New York, you already know where we at. It's going to be on, man. 420 going to be lit, man.
420.
On that note, we're going to end it how we always like to end it. On a motherfucking high note.
Hey.
That from coast to coast with this dope, this hope, with this dope, this hope. Sheesh. Wait. Is it